Dave Klaassen joins me from Klaassen Motorsport. Now, Dave, we were talking to Scott Allen last time about the new Birillart TKM chassis, but you've got your own chassis for TKM being manufactured now. Just tell us a little bit about that, how that's come about.
Basically, about 10 years ago, I got offered the chance to buy out ARC as a company, which I found the funds and brought it out. And I really fancied actually designing my own kart, so it went from there really. Spent a couple of years developing it and then relaunched it. It was about 8 years ago. We had a quiet period a couple of years ago due to an incident with a friend of mine, but then last year I redesigned it and brought a new kart out, and it's going really well at the moment.
It is as well, because you're saying it's going really well. Archie Strong, a very strong showing. I think he was second in the point standings at Clay Pigeon, so he's going well. Any sort of teething problems you've had?
At the moment, I've got to say, touch wood, we haven't. It's a normal learning process at the moment. There's certain things that we keep on changing and designing at the moment to try and develop the kart, go even faster. But at the moment, like I said, I've got touch wood. No, it's been pretty good at the moment, pretty reliable.
And you've been around the karting scene for as long as, certainly longer than I have, that's for sure. Most people have been around longer than me. How long is it you've been in karting?
I've been in karting all my life. Basically, my granddad started in 1958, 59. My dad started in 61 racing, and I started in 87. So basically all my life really.
And your dad's obviously the scrutineer here at Super One, at the European Championships, the World Championships. He's the world's leading scrutineer in karting, that's for sure. How does that dynamic affect you as a sort of team principal? He's obviously having to scrutineer your karts, your drivers. I know Paul is a straight shooter. I'm assuming he just doesn't even look at what team they're in, and if they're in his son's team, he just gets on with it.
I think he's quite hard on me, but he has to be. But he is fair with me. Touch wood, I've never had a major problem with him at the moment.
Is it fair to say that he would hold you to a higher standard? I think he would just hold you to the same standard, but do you feel that he, in everybody else's eyes, has to hold you to a higher standard than everyone else?
Yeah, he does. When he comes in, he does hold me as a higher standard. If I have an engine that comes in at scrutineering 9 times out of 10, where he's quite, with other engine builders, quite secretive, he won't let anyone look at any sizes or anything. He's quite actually open with mine. He'll let people have a look and say, look, you know, if you want to come and have a look and make sure it's right, by all means have a look. So he is stricter with me, there's no doubt about it. But I don't mind. You know.
Okay, who's looking good for you this weekend on your chassis?
I mean, at the moment, we're looking good in seniors and juniors, to be fair. Max Davis is 2 for the pre-final. Archie's up there. Christian Briley and John Hogan. I mean, John Hogan's 4th on the grid for seniors.
Let's hope John gets through a race without having any problem. He always seems to have some sort of issue, doesn't he, John?
Yeah, that's the only problem. He seems to suffer with a bit of bad luck at the moment. The one that's suffering at the moment with bad luck at the moment is Ross Steele, to be fair. All 3 rounds have been really quick, but he seems to be suffering with so much bad luck. I mean, this is the first time we've had to actually come from the repechage today, which is just 1. But hopefully he'll come from the back of the grid. Pace is there for sure.
Okay, well, good luck this weekend.
Okay, thank you very much.
TKM Extreme is always exciting, so throw the rain plus Rowrah into the mix. It should be absolute nail-biting. Fowler and Wadley on the front row. Moore, Sparrow, Fowler and Whitten in the top 6. Whittingham's on the 4th row. Stockford's just outside the top 10. This is a recipe for an absolutely spectacular race. Further back as well, we've got the likes of John Hogan wanting to move further forward. This is absolute gold dust. Here we go. Joe Fowler trying to get into the lead at turn 1, but round the outside, Wadley's made mincemeat of him.
Amazing start. John Hogan, by the way, down the field, Jake. I mentioned John Hogan and bad luck earlier. He was looking good early on in this weekend, but he's had a nightmare in the pre-final once more, and we're going to move for second place.
That is Adam Sparrow. Sparrow's through into second, no problem, and Harry Moore's trying to come around the outside of Joe Fowler. Far too far around the outside of Joe Fowler, and manages to hang on to fourth position using all the racetrack. Sam Fowler's in there next up. Joe Fowler, though, championship leader, currently in third position. Make that fourth, because now he's dived up the inside, and that's Wadley going wide, because we have a new race leader. That is Adam Sparrow.
Yeah, second in the championship, and that's giving him an extra couple of points. And the point lead at the moment for Fowler coming into this race, just 7. Those points will change when they cross the start-finish line at the end of this first lap, but there's a lot going on in this. At the moment, it looks like it could be between Fowler and Sparrow for the championship.
So Sparrow leads the way. Moore second, then it's Wadley, the Fowlers, Joe in front of Sam. 1
point, Jake. 1 point, the championship lead. Look at that now as they went through the line. So Sparrow it is that leads, and he's now just 1 point behind Joe Fowler for the championship lead. If Fowler drops a place, he'll lose the championship lead. Sam Fowler sitting behind his brother in 5th. That's an interesting dynamic.
Oh, and there's a good battle, because up the inside, Carl Sproat trying to take on Sam Fowler. We've got contact further back. 3 or 4 of them. Chris Whitten spun around.
Whitten. He was, 4th in the championship, Whitten, and that's going to cost him.
Oh, and that's up to third position again for Wadley, shaking back his opponent. It's all getting a little bit hair-raising as they come through. Drivers battling away, but Moore is still sat on the back of Sparrow. Now, is that Wadley having defended third position for the moment? Yes, it is. Joe Fowler's dropped back into the clutches of Sproat and Sam Fowler. But Chris Whitten in the wars there, had a bit of a fisticuffs with several drivers. Watch the times, watch the order on the timing screens. It will tumble because several drivers will drop down the order. Now, Whitten definitely going to go backwards. There he goes. So Wellham is still amongst it. Then it's Brierley, Whittingham, and Joe Stockford has crept into the top 6. And it's still battling away because that's Joe Fowler going backwards. Sproat and Sam Fowler have gone through.
So Sam Fowler going past his brother. That could cost his brother the championship lead. I'm sure it will. When they go through the line at the end of the next lap.
Well, he's lost 2 places in that. Oh, a big lunge from Moore. Moore dives up the inside. Now, that's important for the championship as well, because Sparrow's just lost 2 points there.
Exactly, yeah. That's going to change the championship points dynamic as well, no doubt about it.
Well, I tell you what, Joe Fowler's lost an awful lot of ground now. I think he's actually down to 7th position, because I think the 51 of Rob Wellham has got in the mix of that as well. So is Lee Whittingham.
Carl Sproat's just put in a purple
Joe
sector.
Fowler's got a puncture.
That's
why.
Out.
That's why he's dropping back. Joe Fowler with a puncture. Now that's definitely.
What's the championship points? Top left.
There he goes. Down a second. That's cost him the championship lead for definite. So Fowler.
Look at his points going down as the drivers go past. 520. He's 532, 526. 5:19, 5:14 as the drivers go past the finish line.
Any more for
Fowler's
any more?
championship lead
5:10.
has been decimated.
And Whittingham's going to get through in a second position for sure as Fowler continues to lose points.
510 against 535. That gives Sparrow a 25-point advantage
25.
going to the next round. If he stays like this, Sparrow, of course, will want to win the race and give himself an extra couple of points.
25 points lead in the championship at this stage in the season is practically a country mile.
Purple sector again for Carl Sproat, Jake. He's up to 4th place, but it's Sproat who's the fastest man on the track.
Well, Sproat is definitely making some headway as we watch the 58 battle his way forward. That is one of our rookies, Cristiano Nardoni, trying to battle his way past Theo Hesketh. So as they continue on, it's going to be an interesting run for Sparrow. He's got pressure because he's got Lewis Wadley and Carl Sproat chasing him down. Sprout, is absolutely on it. I can't believe I called him a sprout.
Sprout is sprouting.
He's made his way through into 3rd position.
That's his new nickname.
He's never ever going to forgive me for that. I'm sorry, Kyle.
Kyle Brussels Sprout.
He's never ever going to forgive me for that. I'm sorry, Kyle. I'll buy you a pint next time I see you. Anyway, Harry Moore, Adam Sparrow, Carl Sproat, I just want to make that one clear, and Lewis Wadley in 4th position. But Adam Sparrow's losing ground to Moore now, so he's settling in for 2nd place. But I wonder if they've been able, well, they won't have been able, will they, to tell Adam Sparrow that Fowler is in the pits with a puncture? He won't know.
He won't have a clue. He'll just be trying to get the maximum number of points he can, but he's going to be very, very happy, provided he can keep it on the track, of course. He's coming under pressure now as well from Wadley in third. He's right there. Beg your pardon. Sprout, as he went through the line, is in third place now from Wadley. John Hogan started 26, now 14th.
So big moves made by John Hogan to get himself up the sharp end. The fastest rookie, or certainly the leading rookie I should say, might not necessarily be the fastest, is Sam Johns. He is the leading rookie. He's come up more than half the field. He started 32nd, is now in P15.
Great effort by the rookie.
Look at the spray and the rain on the camera. You can't see a thing at first points.
Probably noticed, guys, we're down to 2 cameras basically. We've had to move the camera out the final turn.
That's for second. That's a change for second. So Sparrow is down to third behind Kyle Sprout. I think Sprout's got a lot more in him. Maybe he's the one to catch up with Harry Moore and get him for the win.
He's definitely the fastest man on the track. He's just put in another purple sector Sprout. I say that, Sam Fowler now is the man on the move as well. He's put a purple sector in sector 2.
So now it's going to be an interesting one. Sam Fowler moving his way forward, as you said, is closing in on Lewis Wadley for 4th position. Briley in 6th, then it's Wellham, Whittingham, Joe Stockford in front of Gavin Pitt, Ryan Cole, Alex Rees now, because he's got past Ryan Cole. Then it is John Hogan, so he's gone through 13 cars. He started 26th, he's now passed 13 of them into 13th. Now Sparrow in 3rd position is down to 533 points in the championship. That's still a 23-point advantage.
He just really needs to keep it on the black stuff, Jake, to be honest. I mean, anything, he won't know that at the moment. He'll want to try and move forward. Certainly wants to hold on to 30 if he can, but he will be delighted when he comes in afterwards and learns that Fowler is main championship contender at the moment, and things will change. Obviously, drop scores are going to be taken into account at the end of the championship season.
We know which score Joe Fowler's dropping.
Yeah, almost certainly could be this one, but you don't know. The problem is you get a bad score, you can't afford another one, can you?
Well, that's right, and for the moment Sparrow's consistency is keeping him very much at the top of the table.
Lee Whittingham up to 3rd in the championship, Jake. Christian Briley's moved up as well.
Yeah, that spin for Chris Whitten really has cost him dearly. He's still in the mix, I think, trying to work his way forward, but he's outside the top 20, so Whitten is currently in 26th position.
How much rain is on this camera, by the way?
How much more can it take?
This, of course, the camera's pointing away from the cameraman actually is reporting struggling to actually see what he's filming.
Do you know what?
Moment.
That's the first time I've ever seen Super 1 footage akin to 1980s Brazilian directors in Formula 1. Do you know they always used to pan at the wrong thing?
Exactly.
That is the closest I've ever seen.
I know that
Super 1 camera get to that.
on the radio that he can't see anything.
Well, that's how wet it's got here at Rowrah. It's one of the wettest meetings in Super 1 history, has to be said, which is amazing considering the first race of the day, that Mini X30 final, was only a little bit wet.
Yeah, and Jacob McComb obviously made the decision to go wets there. That was when it just started to explain.
Oh, that's ancient history now. Look at this.
The race leader under pressure now.
Sprout has caught Harry Moore, and he's got
Sprout
time.
is coming. The Brussels Sprout's coming.
He has got time as well. He's caught right up to Harry Moore, 3.5 minutes plus that additional lap. He's got time to move into that lead. He's got plenty of it. Now that is Christian Briley battling away with Rob Wellham as they come off of Iredale's. At the Stuart S's, Carl Sprout has left Adam Sparrow behind. Sparrow has now got Sam Fowler behind him. So Sam Fowler, now that's interesting. Fowler,
Sprout for the lead.
Oh my word, he's died from a long way back and he's got it.
Nice move there in St John's, left-handed now through Sunny Bend, and I'm expecting Carl Sprout to just clear off now, to be honest. He's had so much pace, so much more than anybody else. He's the fastest man on the track.
Matthew Horton.
In fact, he's the only man under a minute, Jake.
Yep, Matthew Horton's got a good move there on Dan Butcher-Lord to move up into 16th place, a little bit further back there at the hairpin as well. The only positive, I suppose, from having one or two cameras too short is that we actually have to stay on the field a little bit longer to sweep from one shot to another, and we get to see some of these other moves in the midfield from these drivers trying to work their way forward.
You see Sprout now has just got a couple of kart lengths. He's certainly got more pace than the man in second place there, Harry Moore, the champion 2 years ago.
Now hang on a second, because Sam Fowler will potentially know. He's gone for third position. I was going to say that Sam Fowler might know that his brother's got into the pits for a puncture. He might have seen him happen He's seen it happen when he went past him.
Yeah.
So he will know that his brother's in trouble, and potentially making the move on Adam Sparrow, he can take some points away from his brother's championship rival.
Very rare you get carts with punctures, Jake. Very, very rare, but that's cost Joe Fowler massive in this race.
Well, Sparrow's not going to be on the podium if it stays like this, so that drops his score. Look at the top left, sorry. That's now 5:31. He's lost 2 more points because Sam Fowler's got him, so that drops the gap down to 21 points. That gives him a tiny bit more hope, Joe Fowler.
Yeah, indeed. And as you say, Jake, Fowler may be looking to drop this score at the end of the season. Won't be his potentially worst score, though, of course. Can't afford another bad round now. Just a minute 20 on the clock.
Battle for 6th place. This is Wellham now past Christian Briley, but as you can see, you'll notice it the next time they come around. I'll try and pick you up on it. On that run between McRae and Iredales, there is now a massive patch of standing water to that inside line, and they've got to be very careful when they're battling for position to avoid it, because that's basically going to mean your brakes are going to go, are you joking? I'm not doing anything for you right now.
One of the drivers just catching the cone, and big tank slapper there for the drivers
guys,
coming out.
That's a curb.
Yeah.
That's a cone right next to it.
That's another nice move being made down the field as well.
This is what you see. This is why I couldn't be a top-line racing driver. For me, the black bit has got white lines either side, and I'd have to stick to that all the time. That's just the way I do things. These guys, well, it's there. I'm going to use it.
Did you notice the squiggly white line that we're putting in at Will to Mill the other week in the club?
I did actually. Yes, I did spot that. Interesting. So Carl Sproat leading the way, Moore in second, Fowler in third from Sparrow, Wadley, Wellham, Briley. In the top 10 we have Lee Whittingham, Joe Stockford, and now Alex Rees, who is going to struggle to hang on to that. He's made up 5 places, but John Hogan is a whisker away from the top 10.
So the leading rookie, Sam Johns, Jake, in 13th place now. Great effort by Sam. We're not seeing much of him, but he's the leading rookie, and he's made up 19 places from 32nd to 13th.
A fantastic effort from Sam Johns, considering. Carl Sproat, though, out in front and having pulled away from Harry Moore, is now on his last lap. So it's now or never, really, for those drivers behind who want to move their way forward. But Carl Sproat has got this race pretty much tied up in the bag with a ribbon now, because he's got a good lead over Harry Moore. He's clearly got good pace at this point in the race. We just saw Sam Johns going through there. Look, that's that massive standing patch of water. They've only got to negotiate it one more time, but that's how much water is on the camera lens. Look at that. Carl Sproat, the only man to lap this circuit in this race in under 60. 59.90.
Yeah, amazing. Well, in fact, Sam Fowler's just put in a 59.91.
Oh.
He's put in 2 purple sectors there in sector 2 and 3.
That's
He's
100th.
just 100th off Sproat's fastest time. So only the 2 of them now under a minute.
Well, Carl Sproat has definitely delivered the goods today. When we thought it was going to be about Adam Sparrow and Joe Fowler, it turned out it was about this man, Carl Sproat, who's going to tie level with Chris Whitten in the championship standings. A big problem for Whitten, but a brilliant win for Carl Sproat. Harry Moore in second place from Sam Fowler and Adam Sparrow. Terrific results for them. Wadley in 5th place ahead of Rob Wellham, with Briley, Whittingham, Stockford and Rees set to finish up in the top 10. Rees just hanging on in front of John Hogan. Brilliant result then, and a fantastic end. But post-race penalties mean that Carl Sproat wins from Moore and Fowler. Sparrow is 4th, but then it's Wadley, Wellham, Briley, Stockford and Hogan. Sam Johns, look at that, finishes up in the top 10.
Carl, difficult conditions today, but you seem to cope the best.
Yeah, I think yesterday qualifying, or right from, to be fair, when we put the cart down yesterday, it was mint. So I've got to give Dave Litchfield, John O, Dan Ross at Litchfield Motorsport massive amount of credit from that. First session we went out, we were quick, continued it through. We lacked a little bit maybe in the dry, but if the final would have been dry, I think we could have still put up a good fight. In the wet, yeah, the kart was just mint. It was all weekend, we've been on it. When I got into second, I was a bit worried. Harry did have a bit of a gap by then, so fair play to him for going for it and trying to get away, but managed to get back to him, and then once I got back through past him, just a case of taking it steady and making sure I come across the line and didn't do something stupid.
Okay, well done. Let's hope we see more from you.
Yeah, thanks. And I've got to say my massive thank you to my mum and dad, obviously, for the finance side of it, and obviously happy Father's Day to my dad.
The best Father's Day gift ever. Adam Sparrow leads the championship by 21 to Fowler, with Whittingham, Fowler and Briley very close in behind for 3rd position. Next month, we head to the Monza of British karting. Shennington will serve us up some more cracking action in the Tudo Money Super 1 British Karting Championships. See you then.